Welcome back, Bucs fans. You can't hear it, but I assure you there is a pirate lady robot voice telling us we are live, and we certainly are. Welcome back to the Buc It Pod. Shit. We are your captains. Clay Major, I steer this ship. That's Captain Joe. He fires them cannons and raises them flags. Joe, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, but I'm excited to get back into it with some news.
Oh man, breaking news today. Before we do that, let's make like our logo and crack open a cold one. This is for our Germany people, and this is neutrals. At least it's marketed as German because it's got the Uber on top of it. But we can't tell that for certain. It could be made in America. Do you know who else is made in America, Joe? That I'm pretty certain is.
Cool.
You say Young Ho Koo?
No, he's
No,
no.
no, no. We are talking about the Bucks' new OC, ladies and gentlemen, Zac Robinson. Come on down. Bam, down, down, bam, 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 bam. That's
Yeah,
Price's Right music.
yeah. Took him a little while, but they finally nailed it down. Zac Robinson, your new offensive coordinator.
Ooh, staying in the NFC South, as we like to call it down here, the shit mountain.
Last couple years. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, poo mountain, excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh.
Um, yeah, family friendly around here, ladies and gentlemen, just like the decision to hire this guy, Joe,
Yeah.
coming from Atlanta, former NFC South coach, knows the division, has played very well against the Buccaneers, knows how to get the best out of his playmakers. Guy knew he had Bijan. He's like, I'm just feeding Bijan,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
Um, how do you feel about it? Let's
Well,
get let's get down and dirty. How do you feel?
one of the first things I thought about was Bijan, and I was thinking, okay, Bijan, Bucky is no Bijan, right? But to think about Sean Tucker was coming on at the end. There's nothing to say that Zac Robinson won't utilize Sean Tucker in that Tyler Algier role, and if he can get
Woo!
if right, you love you
One of the
some
best
Tyler
handcuffs in running
Algier,
backs.
and if Zach can get that type of production in a way with that Bijan, because Bucky can catch passes. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside the tackles. And so I'm interested to see how he's going to utilize Bucky and Sean potentially in that same kind of Bijan and Tyler Algier role. Be cool.
Yeah, and then I mean also Drake London, you got Mike Evans out there, Emeka Egbuka could have a huge season next year if he gets the Drake London role. And then you also have to talk about when you talk about Zac Robinson, however milk toast it may be, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts became a weapon. He was not that weapon at the start of the career, and then last year they kind of unlocked him. So if preview for the free agent show. If we bring back Cade, could be good news for Cade, but it could also leave the door open for a tight end signing or possibly a trade, Joe. But that's a spoiler alert. Chekhov's gun.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
definitely.
Smoke.
Absolutely. The other thing I like is like he was a quarterback, right? And so he came, so the 5 games that Baker played in LA, oh my gosh, how many offensive coordinators has Baker played with? Like more years than he's been in the NFL. It's crazy. But those 5 games that he was in LA back in 2022, 2021,
2021.
um, those 5 games, Zach Robinson was the quarterback's coach. And so he grew that rapport just in the 5 games. I mean, but you saw what Baker was able to do in those 5 games. He had his resurgence, basically. It's what got him to have a shot here at the Bucs.
Two
And
days on the team and came back to win on Monday Night
yeah,
Football. You can't write that
absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah. I think it was Rick Stroud who reported that that Baker was the one that was asked for Zach Robinson. So if that rapport is there, even in limited time, and he feels comfortable with Zach Robinson, I mean that's a huge plus in my eyes.
Well, you know who Baker wasn't pulling for? Kevon Stefanski, who apparently these two have a rivalry like it's Triple H and Shawn Michaels or something. Baker said they would just toss aside like garbage.
No call, no
Um,
text.
so yeah, it sounds like a bad breakup there.
Yeah,
It's gonna be interesting
honestly.
to see them go 2 times a year.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it is
Good
kind of
crap
ironic.
talk.
Kind of ironic that everybody gets fired in Atlanta. Kevin Stefanski, who I don't think most people realize that Baker viewed him like that. Now is going to be in the division twice. That gives Baker motivation twice a year. And then their offensive coordinator who got fired is now our offensive coordinator. It's just like a double whammy of I can't wait to see these matchups next year.
Yeah, it can cough in me. Joe, welcome aboard, Zac Robinson. Joe, I have
Welcome.
some facts about Zach, if you want to
Okay.
hear them.
I would love
Okay.
to.
Do you remember that he was a quarterback?
I
Probably not.
I heard that he was
In
a
co
quarterback.
he college and he got
Okay.
drafted. I'm gonna break down his career for you. He got Oklahoma State quarterback, phenomenal quarterback. In fact, in 2008, Joe Lozier, he was one of two NCAA Division One quarterbacks to post 2,800 pass yards and 800 rushing yards. The other one is the almighty himself, Tim Tebow.
Wow.
Yes, incredible. That was so good that the New England Patriots decided to take a flyer and draft him in the seventh round. Only lasted 3 years in the league, though, as a backup. Not very good. Then in 2019, he was hired by the Rams to be the assistant quarterback coach. Zach Taylor goes to the Bengals the following year, switched to assistant wide receiver coach. And in 2021, switched back to assistant quarterback coach as well because Liam Cohen, the traitor himself, Duval, you the one, um, left for Kentucky job. So after that, spent the next 2 years as a pass game coordinator and quarterbacks coach, and then Falcons OC for the past 2 years. So lot of history there. He's on the Sean McVay tree, the lineage, play calling experience. He's got a lot of good people ahead of him that he's been able to learn from. But it is a scary thing because we have now two Los Angeles Rams coordinators. One paid dividends, and then one is out of a job.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Josh Gazard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, another
Yeah.
McVay disciple, and he's gone. So what are
Yeah.
we gonna get here?
I think I don't know, right? Obviously, the Bucs organization chose Zac Robinson over the list of candidates that we're going to go over. We're going to play a little game later. Spoiler: we're going to play Zac Robinson or because the Buccaneers interviewed 8 candidates. Zac Robinson was one of them. So I don't know. Like the Falcons as a team ended 8-9 the last 2 seasons. Okay, nothing great, but the offense. I think we're getting mediocre, man. Honestly, I think we're getting a not a basement floor, but not the heavens of a ceiling. I think we're really just probably, to me, honestly, it seemed like a really safe call for Todd Bowles. Jeez, it's been too long. Seemed like a safe call for Todd Bowles. You know, like he didn't go with a non-play caller like he did with Josh Gazard because one more Josh Gazard for Todd Bowles and he's gone too. No matter how good his defense is, you know, they need to make it a deep run in the playoffs with the talent that we have on the talent-ish that we have on the roster. Jason Light, we're gonna get into that next week.
Yes, we
And
are.
yeah, and so I feel like it just kind of felt
The
like Todd
old
Bowles was
light debate.
never right. I feel like Todd was more just like the comfortability, right? Having Baker vouch for him. It just seemed like he wasn't going with the no risk it, no biscuit outlook. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, and last year's stats compared to the last year Buccaneer stats, he was better in every almost offensive statistical category. So that's a good sign as well.
And
So,
that's with a 400-year-old Kirk Cousins and a banged
oh yeah.
up, very young Michael Penix Jr.,
And
right?
Michael
So,
Penis Jr., yes.
uh,
Very young,
all right,
very
all right,
brittle,
Desmond, all right, Desmond. Yeah.
and he's a lefty.
Yeah,
Double
exactly.
broken.
He's a lefty. You're dealing with the second year lefty who can't stay on
Making
the
it look on the
field.
right side of the field, Joe, because you'll get smashed.
Yeah. Oh.
So, what was that game you were talking about? Coordinators interviewed. What was that game?
Wait, do you want to get, okay, I guess we'll do that now. So 8 coordinators were interviewed. First off, Todd, oh wait, yes, he was. Um, I'm kind of glad they didn't interview Cliff Kingsbury. I feel like we've run those tires dry, you know? What do you think about, I'm surprised they didn't interview Cliff, but also what did you think if they would have before we get into the game?
I mean, Washington let him go for a reason, whether it's right or wrong. I wouldn't have been too happy with Cliff. I'm a Gator fan. There was some talk that, some people may have wanted Cliff to come join that team, and I was not a fan of that. I do think he is a college coach, but he does have a fun offense with the right quarterback. And I don't think Baker is a Jane Daniels type quarterback. So I would have been too thrilled with that.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Zac Robinson or Todd Monken.
Give me the monster, dude. I'm gonna take the monster all day and night.
Yeah,
Take him there.
still technically doesn't have a job officially.
No, still technically.
Yeah,
Not for long.
no. Zac Robinson or Dan Pitcher.
Ooh, this was a tough one, Joe, because of everybody we interviewed, him and Robinson probably would have done about the same for me, which is right there in the middle. But I will go Z-Rob on this just because Dan's never called plays. Doesn't mean he would be bad at it, but you don't want to go from somebody that's never called plays to somebody that's never called plays.
Fair,
Bad optics.
fair. Zac Robinson or Brian Callahan.
Zac Robinson, Brian Callahan is a wet gym sock in a stinky, dirty bag, and I want nothing to do with it. His dad took a job elsewhere, by the way, before he's found an offensive coordinator position. So that tells you all you need to know.
Good.
Legendary Brian Callahan said no to his son. So
There
no.
you go. There you go. Zac Robinson or I'm going to save the best for last. Zac Robinson or David Shaw
Give me Z-Rob. Give me Z-Rob.
for the same
Not
reason.
practically. I mean, David Shaw's a head coach at Stanford before. I don't know. I don't know how much of a part of the offense he was last year. Dan Quinn fired the offensive coordinator, so I don't know how much came on David Shaw of that, but I would, if the guy above you lost your job, maybe you're not doing too good of a job as well. So no, no, no. Give me Z-Rob.
Or Zac Robinson or Mike Kafka. Cool last name. You're frozen. Mike Kafka. Calling Mike Kafka. You're still frozen. I'm going to answer for him. He would prefer Zac Robinson. While he's frozen, is he coming back? Love
Good Wi-Fi, man. Well, who was the last one?
Zac Robinson or Mike Kafka. I'm glad we got
Zach
stuck up.
Robinson, Mike Kafka. I can't pronounce his last name. It's too weird. Too many K's, too many F's. It's only one F, but still too many.
Okay. Zac Robinson or Israel Wolfork.
Didn't even know that was a real human being till today, Joe. Or till we interviewed him. So no, give me Z, Rob.
Okay. And Zac Robinson or Mike McDaniel.
Hmm. If somebody could offer me world peace, ending hunger, and just a happy, prosperous life, I will take Mike Daniels running the Buccaneers offense. We should have gave Mike Daniels the moon, baby. Give him the bag, put it in the contract, a wink, wink emoji face next to that thing that says, "Look, Todd Bowles is gonna Todd Bowles. He's gonna stink. You got the keys next year to this Ferrari, right?"
Mhm.
Would have
Absolutely.
loved it. Would have loved it.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. I definitely would have liked Mike McDaniel. He ended up over in LA with the Chargers with Jim Harbaugh. Clay made a good point. I think he's just ready to head back to the West Coast. I was thinking, I think him and Jim they might just click better. I think maybe they interviewed, they met up, and they said, yeah, I think that this can work.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't take the Titans OC job with Saleh. That surprised me. But welcome aboard, Zach Robinson. I hope you have a great offense. You okay?
I, I'll be right back. Oh my God.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Why don't you pause the meeting? Oh my goodness. So now it's just a one-person show, ladies and gentlemen. This is completely terrible, unprofessional on people's parts here. This ship is going off the rails, okay? We got an offensive coordinator. You think things would be better than ever, but it's not. It's not. Look at this. We got one person doing this, and well, it's actually a good point here. So Todd Bowles, I hear on local radio, and it irks me a lot. There's one guy saying, and he's like, "Oh yeah, some people don't like Todd Bowles because of the way he looks." No, we don't like Todd Bowles because he's flailing as a coach. He's right there in middle tier. We didn't like Byron. The way he looked was not the reason we got rid of Byron. The way Lovie Smith looked was not the reason we got rid of Lovie Smith. So that should not absolutely be anywhere near the conversation for Todd Bowles here. A little shout out to a local radio. Um, can't even do a musical number here. I don't do song or dance. So this has kind of left me in a bad position, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to move on. Hopefully, Joe would understand. We got a new special team coach as well. This is an exciting show. We brought in Danny Smith from Pittsburgh. Man, what a good hire. This was an absolute home run, smashed out of the park kind of pickup. This guy knows his football stuff, has been with Pittsburgh decades, and he runs a clean, tight operation. In fact, he traditionally emphasizes in his special teams coverage integrity, protection consistency, and situational awareness. Which, if you're a Buccaneers fan, you know that's everything the Buccaneers are lacking on special teams. A lot of work to be done, but this is the man to do it. And if I hope this isn't Todd Bowles last year because Danny Smith's a great coach. I would love to have him in Tampa Bay for a long time. Um, so that is what it is. And we're
It's like
still
as soon
going.
as I came back, you froze. Hey, thanks for steering the ship, man. That was
You like that?
crazy.
It was difficult, man. It
That
was
was
difficult.
wild. You absolutely nailed it. I'm so glad to have you steering this ship. I'm back. Sorry about that. That is amateur broadcasting at its finest.
Yeah,
I
you
heard Danny Smith.
Yeah,
Fun
yeah, that was the
fact.
other breaking news, man. And Joe, I was telling the folks at home what a home run hire that was. 110%, hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And I was telling the people as well, I'm not sure you heard it, but he traditionally emphasizes the coverage integrity, protection consistency, and situational awareness, which the Buccaneers special teams have not had in about 2 years.
Yeah.
Plus,
Plus.
realistically.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And he's a guy that's always searching for rules, even at his age. He's always searching for ways that you can win while playing with the rules. He did a play, and I can't remember it. I didn't. I'm sorry about this. Earlier this season, and it was almost like a Mandela effect because now he's our coach. But he did something on kickoff that, because of the new rules, was like more beneficial than doing like a touchback or anything of the sort. And oh man, I really got to do research on that now. But it was fantastic. It was a brilliant play. Had a whole article on it on Yahoo Sports. I'm stoked for that, man. I was saying I hope Todd Bowles keeps his job so we can keep Danny Smith. And if Todd Bowles gets fired next year, I hope the next coach keeps him because home run hire, dude. Not more I can say there. What about you? You got anything on old Danny?
Speaking of
Gumshoe Danny?
old, he's 72 years old. Think about that. Anybody who's ever seen him on the sideline, you're not, he doesn't look 72 years old with that big wad of gum in his mouth. They show him on the sideline. You don't usually see the special teams coordinators, but they show Danny Smith. You know why? Because the special teams balls. That's why. Danny Smith has been coaching since 1977. The Bucs have been playing since 1976. This man's got experience.
50 years.
Wow. Okay, so he's with I don't know if you told.
He'll
By the way,
still
you
look
guys like
younger than
this?
Tom Moore looked, by the way.
Yes, right. Well, that goes to your point. Tom Moore's been with the Bucks for decades, right? And he's
Was.
been through been was and but he went through tons of coaching changes, right? But Tom Moore was forever. So Danny Smith was the special
Well,
teams
Tom
coordinator.
Moore came over with Arians. Maybe not forever. Never say never. That's what
Okay,
Justin Bieber said one time.
so uh oh God, dude, way to throw me off there. Yeah, nice. So Danny Smith has coached the special teams for the Steelers for the last 13 seasons. But the stats that I'm
Six.
going to give are from the last nine. I saw these stats and it like these three stats made me go, wow. Okay, so in the last 9 seasons, the Danny Smith led Pittsburgh Steelers special teams has blocked 17 punts. That is
How many?
almost
How many seasons?
9 seasons. In the last 9 seasons, he's
Woo!
blocked
Two a year?
two a year. Okay. This
We haven't had a
season,
block punt since Pat O'Connor,
this season,
if you remember him.
the Bucs had two punts blocked, which led me to real. And then McGahee got fired, which led me to realize Danny Smith's special teams has gotten a lot of special teams coordinators fired over the years, hasn't he? Yeah,
Yeah.
he has. Right? And he's just sitting there chewing his gum. Another cool stat. The Danny Smith led special teams over in Pittsburgh in the last 9 seasons is one of only two teams to never have a punt blocked on themselves. That's cool.
That is very cool
What
because
we
here in
need.
Tampa Bay, we saw two of them just last year.
Yeah,
Pivotal
absolutely.
moments.
Yeah. I don't know how much special teams coordinators are involved in player selection and such, but you could tell that, but beyond just the scheme that McGahee had last season, they seemed out of place. But I don't know if they weren't also outmanned. Like it goes down to having depth because your depth pieces are the players that are running onto these special teams, and and you can coach them all day, but if they're not mental and they're not in the right place, that leaves gaps, which we saw all season long. So I'm hoping that Danny Smith is able to get the best out of these special teams players the way that he has since 1977. If you're watching this and you were born before 1977, thanks for watching. Like and
Yeah.
subscribe. That's that little
Yeah.
bell button down
Yeah.
there.
If you know how. Talking through
Get
it.
get your child or grandchild to help you. It's the little bell. I had to have Clay help me, so I'm not making fun, but
Nah, nah, you're
um,
insulting the man now. You're
yeah,
insulting him.
yeah, just a little bit. So I love the Danny Smith hire. Actually, I love the Danny Smith hire more than I do the Zac Robinson hire. Really.
That was my favorite. I almost could have done a whole show on that alone when I got the news. And I figured there's probably news coming down for the OC job pretty soon here. So that's why I held off. But no, wherever they could have went for OC, the Danny Smith hire was A-okay with me. I would have been happy because we improved right off the rip right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Now I'm curious who they're gonna have. I like obviously we're not gonna probably not gonna know the name of the quarterbacks coach that comes in, right? Unless it's because there's no like lateral moves of quarterback coaches unless one got fired. But I am curious how that quarterbacks coach is gonna work with Baker and Zac Robinson and hopefully because Baker just didn't the second half of the season last year, he just didn't look there. His decision making wasn't there. He had happy feet. Hopefully
His arm
getting
wasn't as good as it was,
yeah. Yeah, he was flying balls over receivers' heads and
or
um,
underthrowing.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it was all over the place sometimes.
So we love it.
So,
Zac Robinson,
but no,
welcome.
it'll be a fun offense with Zach. I mean, worst case, we're going to get in the middle of the pack. Best case, we have a top eight. Um,
Yep. And getting the boys back healthy would be cool too. Having Tristan there for the whole season, getting Bredesen back and um it'll be exciting to see. Absolutely. Just get rid of Dan Feeney. Don't even put him on the practice squad. Just can him. Done.
gone.
Send him off with Grizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have loved to see Mike McDaniel, but Zac Robinson, welcome to the crew. Danny Smith, welcome to the crew. Good
Well,
stuff.
there's a lot less drug running going on in the streets of Tampa Bay because Mike McDaniel did not come here. So we all know he's a kingpin in his little mansion, Malibu mansion now, drawing up his little offensive schemes with couple mirrors next to him with baby powder because he's got babies. So that's Mike McDaniel. Awesome guy. Love him. Wish he would have been in Tampa, but we got Z-Rob. Z-Rob for the win.
Yeah, looking forward to see
Joe,
what
is
he's
there
got going on.
any final words for the people at home? We talked about these coordinator hirings.
You froze again. Quite the face to freeze on too. Hey, you're back. No, not really. We pretty much covered it. I think you did a great job. We did a great job of covering. I'm sure you guys have heard from others. But really, the truth is, we just don't really know until we see it, right?
Yeah,
Two seasons calling plays in Atlanta. Like, I mean, something to go off of. But I'm excited to see how he takes this Bucs offense, and maybe we're not going to run up the middle on first down every single set of downs. Who knows?
you, you might have a play caller who, instead of in preseason, is deciding if he wants to call plays from in a box or on the field. Might actually be figuring out how to best get the most out of his players, if you will. So yeah, no, looking forward to it. It's that good time of the year.
No.
Season ended very sour, very, very sour.
Yeah.
But now it's almost like that hope's coming back, man. Where it's a new day. There's gonna be a crappy team that wins the Super Bowl. But the Buccaneers They're going to get him next year, baby. Joe, anything else for the
Yeah.
beautiful people at home?
Next week, tune in. Oh, yeah, like and subscribe if that's what you're baiting me for. Like and subscribe, hit that bell button. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. What do you guys think about Zac Robinson? What do you think about Danny Smith? You don't probably don't have too much bad to say about Danny Smith, but if you don't like Zac Robinson, let us know. We'd love to hear it. We'd love
Yep,
to hear it
thoughts, anybody else you would have considered or anybody else you wanted would be very much appreciated. We will
for
respond to
sure.
them and do our
Absolutely.
best.
And don't say John Gruden. You can leave the John Gruden out of it. Dad, get out of here. So
Oh, Chucky. He's got a couple lawsuits to clear first.
yeah, right. So next week, tune in. We're gonna be going over the lighthouse that has been built, as Clay would say. I'm a big fan of Jason Light. Clay, not so much.
Well, I'm a big fan. Just so what have you done for me lately kind of deal. And all great lighthouses, man. Just because you built the lighthouse of Alexandria, the one of the old world seven wonders, guess where it is now? The bottom of the Nile, baby. It's collapsed. So we'll be here next week with that. I have good points. Joe has good points. Just talking football. Just talking our thoughts on the situation. As always, thank you so much for watching. Joe, it's been your Captain Joe. Like I said, he fires the cannons and raises them flags. I am your Captain Clay Major. I steer the ship even if I'm alone sometimes because
Dude,
we're never alone.
we're never
This is our
alone.
Bucs. This is our team. We bleed pewter. That was like that Colts kid. We love you all. We're signing out. We'll see you next week. This is the Buc It Pod signing off.